many times when I'm in a shop like IKEA, Zara, Home, or like Tiger, and I see like these little objects that I like they are decorative stuff that you could put in your apartment and they're gonna be aesthetic and trendy and all of that. Instead of buying them, I'm like, I could totally make that. It's not that I don't want them because I know they're trendy and I'm gonna get bored of them easily. It's more like, I know I can make that. I tried 3D printing in the past. I failed, but I tried, and I know that literally with 3D printing you can do whatever you want. You just need to dedicate some time to it. And in the past years, I've been seeing more and more people doing that. Like my social media feed have been flooded with 3D printed aesthetic objects. So today I'm gonna show you what I've done as a complete beginner with no 3D modeling experience, with very low spatial awareness, who hates following instructions, who gets very overwhelmed when something is not working, but who has managed to do somehow aesthetic and cute decorative items. That's why I'm making this video, because I'm actually very proud of what I accomplished with so limited 3D modeling knowledge. And I hope that this somehow can inspire you. So let's begin. Okay, so the first piece that I designed is this candle holder. It's very basic. To make this, I literally just sketch a flower on Figma and I export the file and I just open it on Fusion 360. I extrude it a few centimeters. Then I measured the candle diameter base and I drew a circle on my sketch. And then I extrude it, but in the opposite way to make a cut. So I could just place my candle on there and I sent it to the printer, and a few minutes later, it was printed. Like, this really didn't take much effort. So yeah, now that I see it, I'm like, yeah, this is very basic, but when I first printed, I was feeling so proud and so happy because it was a very simple project, but now I just get to have it in my apartment, and whenever people come over, I'm like, yeah, I did that, you know, so. Since it was very, very rewarding, I wanted to make something a bit more complex, but it wasn't complex at all. I made another candle holder, which is basically a torus, and I also made another circle that I extruded just to be able to place the candle in there. This one was, you know, like more aesthetic in terms of, it's kind of like bubbly stuff, which I love. As in a printing project, it was a bit of a fail. As you can see, the base is terrible because I didn't add any support to the torus because I had no idea. Anyway, I also love it when I say it. I also feel very proud. So these two projects kind of like gave me all the hype I needed to keep going. So I got a little bit more ambitious and decided to make a butter dish inspired jewelry container. Let me show you. This one, which is very, very cool, but it has some flaws, but whatever. To make this, To make this, I sketch like this little tray. There is a scallop that I love, which basically is just, I made this half circle and I just created like a pattern to go over. I don't know if I made it in once or I made it in 4 different steps. This was very, very simple. And for this was just a rectangle that I extruded up. Then I rounded the corners. And then I also made another rectangle that was cutting with the original one that I had, so it would be a lid. And since I cannot print in 2 colors because I don't have an AMS, I just made this thingy to be able to, you know, like get this, and I glue it. It's not very fancy to glue 3D printed stuff, in my opinion, but whatever. Do I like it? Yes, I think it's adorable. I really love it. The measurements are not ideal at all. Like, they're quite bad because I think I told you I don't like following instructions, or like I have zero spatial awareness. So I also hate measuring stuff, but I'm trying to get friends with measurements. So yeah, I mean, this was, I guess, like my inflection point. And from this, then I decided to start measuring things because I didn't want to be disappointed again. But anyway, it looks very cool. I love it. And since I made a jewelry container, I was like, now I should make jewelry too. And I'm actually quite obsessed with orange recently. So I made these orange earrings. Let me show you just one. Like this, probably is focusing, hopefully, yes. Okay, so I could wear this, one moment. Let me put the other one. I think it's broken. Yeah, it's a bit broken. Oh, I broke it. Well, I cannot put the other one because the glue unglued. Okay, whatever. So since it's something that I wanted to wear on the streets, I needed to be more precise. So I drew it on paper and I painted it orange for realism. I cut it and I tested it on myself, and I really liked the measurements that I did on the first attempt. And I was like, well, that's it. Like, I'm just gonna scan this and do it in Figma as in a vector. Then I export it, open it in Fusion 360, and I extrude it. And same as in this flower, literally the same process. I just extrude it a little bit, well, like less. I then placed a square to kind of like make the cut. So I could be able to place this little thingy that broke, well, like this. And like that, I got to wear it like this. And I don't know. I just think it looks very cool. It's very simple to make. I think it takes like 10 minutes to print. So it's not annoying as in noise or time waiting. So yeah, very, very rewarding. And since it was very easy and rewarding, I got hype again. And I wanted to make a matching set for the butter dish jewelry container. So I made this tray, which it literally follows the same scallop pattern design as in the jewelry container, but it's only a tray, and I wanted to like put my sunnies on it. I'll show you on the B-roll. And I just thought it was like very, very cute, and I really loved it. I improve, like I would definitely improve some things. Like if you look at it closer, like you can see the lines. Also, like it's too like the height, it's like too much. It's like it's too much material. And I mean, of course it's good because the sunnies are not moving because it weighs enough. But I think if I were to do this again, like I were to print it again, I would make it lighter because it's not very efficient. But I like it. I really liked it. Actually, I love it so much that I made this container, which is literally the same design. I just extruded it with Fusion 360. So now I could just place things inside and have like a more clutter-free environment, let's say. I love it. In terms of weight and all that, it's quite light because I did improve a little bit of the thickness of everything. So yeah, very proud. I guess I would like to make a box of this, like making the proper measurements of that. But yeah, I think that could be a nice little project that I could do next. But unfortunately, for some reason, after this project, I just got very overwhelmed because now you see only the final result, but in the reels that I'm showing you, there's actually the process, which of course I somehow sugarcoated because it was like a real blog and all of that, but you can still see the struggle, but you can see the struggle in like less than a minute blog. In reality, it was like hours, like 10 hours, whatever, how much it took to print and reprint, and also me like stressing on Fusion 360, like being like, I don't even know what I'm doing 3D modeling again when I have zero patience for this. So I took a break. I took a long break because we went on a long trip to New York, then the holidays were there, and I don't know, I just didn't feel motivated enough to get back to Fusion 360, and I tried Blender and I didn't like it. But I don't know, with the new year, the new me energy, and I guess like kind of like rethinking my life. I don't know why I'm telling you all of this. This is just like a show you, like a video to show you my creations. Anyway, I got my motivation again and I did something very, very cool. I mean, it's very simple, but I'm very happy with the results. I did this. This is just a Bubbly plant pot, planter, whatever you want to call it. I love it. It took me 6 iterations to get to this nice texture and like perfect design, in my opinion. Like if you are an experienced 3D modeling designer or like artist or 3D printer expert or whatever, you might be like, this is just very basic. I know it's very basic, but this is a video of 3D printing beginner project that I made. So I really wanted to make sure that my plant would be at a specific height. Like I don't like when it has too much space from the edge or like too little. So yeah, I guess I'm very specific with my plants in their pots. But yeah, I'm just very happy. And this is kind of like the emotions that I want to get when I design and print something. Or this is what is getting me back to 3D printing. And yeah, let me tell you how I made this. I think it's very obvious, but literally this is 1, 2, 3 torus, like the donuts. And I just made a circle to, well, let me take my plant out so you can see the interior. Okay, it has dust in there. So literally just made another circle, I extruded it to cut it and be able to put my plant in there. And then I made another one and I extruded up to make the base, because the torus doesn't have a base. It's like a weird thingy going there that here I got to see how terrible it was. So I wanted to avoid that and I just made a base. This is like improvement, learning something through making. So yeah, I really like it. As I said, very simple, but I'm just very proud. I'm just gonna put the cactus back in there. And yeah, oops, love it. I could improve it for sure. Like all of the designs that I made could be improved somewhat, like for sure. But so far, I just love it. I just feel very proud. And whenever people come over, I just like showing it to them, like, hey, I made that, you know. Well, so far, these are the things that I 3D modeled and designed as a complete beginner. As you can see, I did very little as in technique. Like I just did extrusions, added torus, and did patterns, and that's it. And with that, I managed to do some like aesthetically pleasing objects that I love. And every time that I look at them, I feel very proud. The difference between these and whatever I could buy in a store is that the things that I get to buy in the store, whenever they are not trendy anymore, whenever I don't know, I move out and I feel like I have too much stuff, I'm gonna declutter for sure. I'm gonna get rid of them. But the things that I made, since they have like this effort and love put into them, I'm gonna keep or I'm gonna give. But I guess it makes you like a more conscious consumer. Yeah, probably. Also, like if you are creative, an artist, like getting to have stuff that you made yourself, you know, like on display in your apartment is just very, very fulfilling. Yeah. So if this has inspired you, I made some reels on the process, like the ones that you will see on the screen. They are also on my Shorts tab and also on my other platforms like Instagram and TikTok. So follow me there if you haven't already, which is quite probable. Anyway, oh, I forgot one. And I forgot about it because it's attached to my wall, because it's a frame. It's a red Bubbly frame. I was really going with the red Bubbly theme by then. I cannot show you physically because, as I said, it's just on my wall. It's not hang. It's literally glued, like with the double side tape. That situation. Anyway, to make that, I had like this clear vision because I saw the reference on Pinterest and I really wanted to make a red Bubbly frame because I was obsessed with that. So I measured a picture that I wanted to frame with my fiance, and I just created the rectangle as a sketch on Fusion 360, and then I created the bubble, and I also made a pattern to kind of like create that effect. And then I thought that was it, and I started printing, and I realized that my logic to make a frame didn't work because I did a very beginner mistake. That is that instead of making the frame as a whole piece, I had two pieces, like top and bottom, and I glued them together, which I don't feel proud about it, but to be honest, I didn't know how to do it, so it would work as I wanted. Like, I've been checking designs of frames and all that, but I really like the systems, and this system is the one that worked in my head, and this is what I did. And it had to use glue, which I hate, but I really like the idea of making more frames, and I'm gonna keep improving that design for sure. And now the light is really gone, so I'm just gonna end the video. Thank you so much for watching until the end. Again, despite the terrible lighting conditions, but I hope this video was inspiring somehow. And yeah, that you get to design and 3D print lots of stuff, like aesthetic stuff, that whenever you look at them, you feel full. Like, this is the feeling that I get whenever I look at these things. Like, even this little tray that is not perfect, but it just makes me so happy. So I hope you get this too. And yeah, good luck with your projects, and see you soon. Bye.